My raggedy gray hair is perfect for this video. Hi, it's your girl, Dezzi Pixels. I am a freelance illustrator and I help artists find clients and build businesses online. In today's video, we are going to talk about the Sage brand archetype, why it's important, its color palette, and who should use it as an artist. Now, let's get started. To start, we're going to talk about what is the Sage brand archetype and what is its goals. The goal of the Sage brand is to understand the world and to teach others what they know. The Sage brand is that classic mentor figure that you've seen in everything from the likes of Yoda, Obi-Wan Kenobi, to even Uncle Iroh in Avatar. They're the person who spends a lot of time with deep introspection and deep research and study so that they can connect the different dots related between the different ideas of the world and then take it, synthesize it, and teach it to the other people in their community. Sages do this by seeking knowledge through self-introspection, objectivity, and retrospection. The sage fears being outsmarted, outwitted, not being prepared. The sage is about taking all the information of the world so that it can educate people on the wisdom of the knowledge that they acquire. Customers and consumers who like the brand archetype like to feel smart, wise, and that they're making the right decision. Sages show up in the world as scholars, teachers, academics, detectives, and all sorts of those intellectual powerhouses. Next, what colors symbolize the Sage brand? The Sage brand's color and iconography is very scaled back. It doesn't like a lot of extra fluff, bells and whistles, and flash to get away of the information that it's trying to convey. Think about when you see universities' recruiting pages. It's very minimal design. It puts the information front and forward, and you see things like muted greens, muted grays, a lot of different shades and tints of less flashy and saturated colors. When marketing with the Sage brand, make sure to keep your marketing materials relatively grounded. However, you can't use the same thing that you use for a lot of the other brands because people who tend to gravitate towards the Sage archetype tends to be well educated and they can smell BS from a mile away. So you want to make sure when you're putting together your marketing materials, you're being honest, forthright, and well researched because the people who are into the Sage brand will check. And speaking of that, for the next and last question, who does the Sage brand speak to and why? Sage brand often focuses on analyzing, learning, and understanding. The people that gravitate towards are people who are very interested in learning and really understanding new information. I would say the main difference between this brand and something like the Magician is where the Magician specifically seeks out novel information. They like novel information to help with self-improvement and improvement in others. But the Sage brand focuses more so on learning just information for the sake of wisdom that it can disseminate to others. It's kind of a difference of tact thing that you can see when you see more examples of the Sage and Magician brands. The people who like the Sage brand tend to be lifelong learners. They understand that learning anything worthwhile takes time and diligence. And not only is it about learning the knowledge, it's about internalizing it, taking the deeper moral lessons from it, and producing wisdom from that knowledge. And I would say that's the very big thing, again, between Magician and Sage, is the Sage is more about wisdom, where the Magician is more about just intelligence and information. So the people you really want to be aiming for with this brand are the older crowd, the more academic crowd, and the people who like less fluff and more decisive, factual information. Examples of this brand include Oprah, TED Talks, Skillshare, the New York Times, and CNN. Alright, thanks for joining me this week. It's another short one because this weekend was my birthday and I didn't want to do a really long script on my birthday. Can you blame me? God, I'm getting old. Anyways, your homework for next week is to look at different examples of the Sage brand, to do some research around YouTube and Google, and then come back next week where we'll continue with the Lover Archetype. Thanks for joining me this week. Make sure you like, hit subscribe, and sign up for my newsletter in the bottom so you can get your free audience discovery worksheet that will help you get started with finding your audiences for your artistic business. So, this has been your girl, Dezzi Pixels, and I'm out, bitches. I'll see y'all next week. I gotta go to work now, and I'm out.